What's going on, people? It's been a while. How's everybody doing today? I'm finally mostly recovered from traveling. I'm not the best Well, I'm good at traveling, but I'll be tired. And so I've been jet lagged. I was having a very strict diet routine that I think got disrupted. And then when you add the 8 hours from the East Coast of the US coming here, I've been out of sorts for like a week and a half. I'm finally back to it. I've only been outside a couple days. I've been meeting with a lot of you guys, so that's been very cool. I'll give you guys some time to come on. I was just really saying hi. I don't know how long I'm going to be on here today because next week I'm actually full of appointments, full of things to do. First thing, I did cover the Pandora show house, which was at the top of my list of things to look at. Um, I really think they've done a fantastic job. Honestly, I think it's the best development that's out here right now. Dan, what's up, man? Where had you traveled to? I'm in Nairobi, so I know I know I've been here for a while, but I just finally got situated. I was in the military, and one thing about the military is you have a very and it's been a long time, but something that I've always taken is having a pretty strict routine on what I do. Go to the gym, eat a certain time, do all that stuff, and so traveling is a little tough. So it's been a bit challenging for me. But anyway, this week coming up will be a lot better. I'll get a lot more done. I've been stressing out because all the stuff, content wise, that I am supposed to do. And then I'm like, dang, um, I'm kind of making me being here a bit of a job. So I don't know if I like that too much. So I might have to chill out. I don't know. Oh, I thought you had traveled Nairobi over Christmas. No, no, I didn't get here until January 15th. So I've been here 10 days. And it's taken that long to get situated. Oh, about a week, because I've been outside. I've been meeting with people. Meetings are fun. Um, some people looking at real estate, some people just looking to hang out and get a different perspective. It's funny. A lot of people ask me for places to go, and when they ask me, I give them a list of like 10 places. I think I'm pretty good with like recommendations on like different types of restaurants or things to do or places to go because I got different categories of stuff. I was supposed to write like a little guide about it, but I haven't done that. So I just answer people when they ask me though. But anyway, yeah, what I've already gotten done was the Pandora Show House. Again, I think it's the best development. It is a high priced one, so if you're not looking for high priced stuff, I don't think it's appropriate. But if you're looking for like quality and the best, I think it is actually the best quality that I've seen from any of these off-plan developments. See, Griffin, what's going on? Yeah, yeah, I haven't been on here too much either, so it's likewise. How are you? What's going on? Anyway, Pandora keeps delivering. I'm actually quite shocked that there's been so many new project announcements in Westlands since I've been gone. You have Golden Palace, you have Hefe Palace, you have Luminaria. Um, what's some other ones? Oh my goodness. I think there's like two or three more. Some of them I don't cover because, guys, and I do have a question for everybody. And I want to know what everyone thinks about some business ethics and YouTube stuff and everything. So I'll wait a little bit for us to get warmed up, but I have an important question that I wonder what your guys' opinion is. Doesn't mean I'm going to listen, but I am curious what the viewers think about this question. But basically, there's been a lot of project announcements, and also I found some things more in the suburbs. A lot of the people that I meet with recently have been interested in not apartments. So I'm trying to find reasonably priced projects that are good. The one that I do like is Amalia Gardens in Riru. That's from the original Riru video. I do like them. I think they're doing another phase, but actually the ones we looked at previously are all sold out. So they're doing a phase 3. Prices might be higher. It's funny because I have a different perspective on all this stuff. That's why you really got to come yourself and take my opinion with a grain of salt. A particular person went to Tattoo City and they really loved it. And I don't really, I guess I could see if you don't include price on how it's nice. But if you factor in like price for value, it doesn't make any sense to me. I'm not really into it. So, but other people like it. So that's why just because I like something doesn't mean you will. So that's something that's quite important because I know a lot of guys kind of care about my opinion, but it is just that, an opinion. For example, when I first took possession of this property, they were still doing a lot of construction and stuff. So it was noisy. Not everything was done. Like actually they updated all the security. Like the security here now has facial recognition. So like if you come in the gate, I can just walk up to the thing and it reads your face right away. You just open the gate. You don't have to even do anything. My car is registered here, so the gate opens automatically. You don't have to wait for the guy or, as they would say here, hoot your horn. So that's all new stuff. That wasn't here when I first did the handover. And the pool is finally filled up. So I say that to say um, these things don't bother me that much because I realize when I come to Kenya, I'm in Kenya. I do notice some of you guys come here and expect it to be wherever you come from, and I don't think that's a good attitude to have. So I grade things on a graduated scale or a scale based off of where I am and not where I come from. So when I say the quality is good, I mean in relative terms of where that we're in Kenya. Or like if we're in Westlands, I'm going to have a little bit of a higher standard than even if it was Kilimani, not much higher, but slightly. Safari, what's going on, man? How are you? I don't have too much prepared just because I just wanted to get on here for the Sunday and say hello to everybody. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the live channel, go do that because the lives no longer stay recorded on here because I think it's bad for the YouTube algorithms. So we've made a change. So there's a separate channel just for the lives and the clips. So now you won't be seeing the lives or the clips unless you subscribe over there. Now I do simultaneously stream on both, but it disappears thereafter. So here's that. There's the link. And I'm also working on some like more produced mini doc type things that are going to be on different topics. So that's on another channel as well. But I haven't finished any content there, so I haven't done anything. What are some things from some of the meetings that we've been having? Oh, so I will be launching a business that is going to obviously relate to real estate. I've been working on it for a couple months now. We have a local team that we're working with, and I don't know when we're going to launch it. I know that things need to be really good or everyone's, I think I have a good reputation right now, so I don't want to mess that up. So the service has got to deliver. Trying to make it perfect because I know how people are with their expectations and their standards. So that's something that I'm working on as well in the background. Not really ready to announce anything. Got to figure out. We want to do like a soft launch before the content comes out. So I've done the Pandora video. I still have to edit it, but as you guys know, all that stuff goes into members only for the first month, and then it goes public after the first 30 days. So you'll know this stuff earlier and you'll find the information. Also, I did an update to the wealth management firm that I've been working with, and the annual report that I got. Obviously, I've only been working with them since September, so not that eventful, but that's also in members only. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, the membership is kind of beneficial to you. What else are we covering today? What else can we talk about? Important to show popular developments like Tattoo City, even though it's not your cup of tea. You can't show them because they want to control the narrative of their developments, which I really don't like. Companies that do that, like, what do they have to hide? I don't know. But places like Tattoo City are very well controlled. They make it very difficult to do video. They're going to want to like tell you to edit things and stuff, and I don't do that. If you guys noticed, I had a Verona video up, which was positive, and they still gave me a hard time about it, even though I told them we're doing it. I always disclose what I'm doing, and in Kenya in general, they get funny about content and video and all that kind of stuff. So it's a bit challenging. And so that kind of goes into the questions that I wanted to ask you guys as far as like YouTube and integrity and conflict of interest and stuff, right? Because a lot of these developers have been reaching out to me. So wait, hold on. Smart cities like Tattoo Cities are techno prisons. They remind me of my house in the suburbs where no one's outside and it's antisocial and there's sidewalks that go nowhere. And I feel like a lot of the reason why I like being in Kenya is to be around people. And although the city and driving is chaotic, I don't understand why you would come to Kenya to buy in Tattoo City, which is trying to emulate a Western type suburb. And you get to pay way higher prices because they have stop signs. I don't get it. It doesn't do anything for me. Also, the fact that it's like a privately owned city and they get tax benefits. If any of you guys seen the movie RoboCop, it kind of reminds me of this weird utopian thing where like a private company owns the police. And that's why they came out with the RoboCop, so that it would be cheaper for them to police and more efficient for the company. Kind of weird, right? Like, I don't really like the concept. But I would still cover them if they let you. I've been to a couple places where they don't let you cover them. But okay, let's get into this topic. This is the thing I really wanted to talk about. I'm beating around the bush. So a lot of developers have been reaching out to me and they want to do like some kind of deal. Like sometimes they'll just invite me to come tour their stuff. That's cool. But some of them want to do like some joint marketing or something. The problem is my content is kind of my authentic opinion about these developments and such. And so getting a paid advertisement is kind of weird. I think with the proper disclosure, it can be okay. I haven't done any of these agreements because of the conflict, because the reputation to me and the trust that you guys have is the most important. At the same time, now that I've been working with FKC Legal and have a better relationship with some of the developers, I'm generating a lot of money for these guys, and I don't get paid. Like, and when I say a lot of money, I've probably been the procuring cause or responsible for $500,000 to $1 million US dollars worth of real estate purchases. Okay. And I definitely have a passion. Like, the whole point of what I was trying to do initially is I've always liked to show, because guys, I've been on YouTube since like 2016. I was just showing me flipping houses and doing my other real estate business in sales and doing a daily vlog and all that kind of stuff. Like, if you go, and it's all on this channel, if you go back through, you can see my history. And what I get a passion of is showing people options. You know, I feel like many people get, you know, probably in your late 20s, I notice a lot of people start feeling trapped and they give up on life or get depressed, or they just get in a groove. You know, when you're younger, you kind of are full of aspirations and want to do all this stuff. And I feel like that gets taken out of people. I want to show people the possibilities. Like, hey, you don't have to stay in your town in the US or wherever you're from and just work, live, eat, and die there and just be boring. If you don't want, like, if you like that life, it's fine. But there's lives and opportunities outside of what's in front of you. And so I do get a passion of exposing people to things that I'm doing to show that it's a real thing, that it's possible. Like, a normal person like myself can go out and do that. Not exactly to encourage it, but to expose options, right? So the first videos were just like, okay, let's show people what it's like to look at a property. And I'll point out, you know, because I've been in real estate 13 years, let me point out the different things that I'm noticing, or different, you know, oh, look, the workmanship here. Here's my opinion on that. Oh, I think this is a cool concept or a strategy, or I think this might be a good investment. That's been the attitude of the channel. And so I've stayed away from selling because I think the relationship changes when you sell. At the same time, this is big money that's happening, and I'm not like, you're really getting any. How do you ethically make money? And YouTube don't pay like that, okay, guys, for me, because again, this is very niche, right? So I'm not going to get millions of views, but if I get 20,000 views on a project that I actually like and give my opinion of, and 5 people go buy $100,000 worth of real estate, that's $500,000 of, you know, it's not all profit, obviously, but that's $500,000 of business generated. Now, interestingly enough, real estate in Kenya, at least from most of the situations I've encountered with the developers and some of the agents, is very similar to the US. If you're an agent in the US and developers are paying a commission, you would bring your client and basically just put their name down and they'll pay you the 3%. You don't even have to really do anything. And they have different percentages and such, but let's just say 3%. The developers here do the same thing. Now, what's been happening is that people will watch the video, and then when they come, they'll get an agent here, which is how I was trying to do it before, was promoting the local agents, because I wanted them to get paid for doing the work, and they'll buy a project. Okay. Well, that's cool, depending, because sometimes they're buying the first one, whatever. And obviously you're going to need someone to drive you around or take you around and give you more knowledge and see more options. But as I've been getting more sophisticated in the market, the situation changes a little bit. Also, sometimes people go to these developments by themselves and purchase. And so if you go there, they won't give you the discount regardless if you have an agent or not for whatever they were going to pay commission. So it's like, is it ethical for me to get commission for people that go and buy? Now, I do feel like it could make a conflict of interest because then you want to like, because if you watch other real estate people locally or the salespeople, they're kind of promoting all of the different developments. And I think mine's a little bit more, I try to be objective, but they do, you know, they don't have to let me do a video. So if you're too critical, they're not going to let you do uh, content about their project, which is why I really only cover the ones that I think are good. So I guess my question is coming in, what's the ethical way to participate in the money that's being generated? Personally, and I wonder what you guys think, leave it in the comments. Also, if you're going to give a suggestion, don't just say, you have to give like an alternative solution. You can't just say, oh, don't do that, because that's too easy. So anyway, I don't think it's a bad thing if the developers know that if people reference the video, that they can put me down for commission. I don't think that's a problem. Now, if an agent is helping someone on the ground and are taking that person around, then that agent, that Kenyan agent or whoever they have with them gets the commission. Obviously they should, and I don't, you know, I wouldn't want them to not get that. But I don't know. I guess my question is if they don't have an agent, is it a conflict of interest for me to get commission if people buy at that particular project? The location is far from CBD, near a maximum prison, and very flat and air, pure dystopia for Tattoo City. Yeah. I think the area is not bad, but I'm not too worried about a prison either. The thing is, the land outside of Tattoo City is half the price right outside. Real Diallo. I'm in the exact same boat. I've generated at least over 1 million, but probably more than 2 million sales in Guinea and Senegal. Yeah, man. So like integrity is super important, but yeah, like this is real money that's being made. Like it's okay. Hold on. Let's just see if we're doing 1 million of gross sales. What's that? $30,000. I mean, the commission would be $30,000 to $40,000 that I probably could have gotten if I'm capturing all of the value. You know. Now the other problem is a lot of you guys just watch the content, take the information for free, which is fine, and go do your own thing. And I don't hear from them. I don't know what they're doing. I only find out after that they're like buying or that now they want me to review a contract. And that's the thing. Like if you send me your contract or send me a question, especially for the members, I take a lot of time to help people and give them my opinion and my experience in a one-on-one type of way. Yo, that I could save you tens of hundreds of thousands of dollars of mistakes with information. I'm like it feels good to help people, but when it starts becoming a significant amount, it's like, hold on. Especially because the other thing is, like I started to say here, I feel like I do a lot of work with this stuff now, you know, because even now, like different video ideas and stuff are in my head. And it's like, why am I doing that if I don't feel like it, right? Or should I just do it when I feel like it? But a lot of people on here are asking, and maybe this is too much insider information to even be talking about on here, but I am curious what you guys think is that like ethical way to do it. Because again, since I've been doing this, I probably left 30,000-40,000 US dollars on the table that I could have gotten. Yeah, but see, a consultation is not any money. I'd have to charge you like $2,000. That doesn't make sense. Because if I get $100 for a consultation, and then the commission is $4,000, like what are we doing here? You should get commission for referrals. The other problem is I have worked with agents, and I tried to do a referral setup with them, but the problem is I don't know when people buy, and I don't think they've been transparent about how many leads and how much business has been generated. So that's how I would have preferred to do it, is work with local agents. When you guys work with them, I get a percentage of them taking you around and doing all that stuff. But the problem is the transparency of information isn't so good, because I don't gatekeep the information. For example, I put the developer salespeople in the content. I put the developer's contact information, or whoever's contact information is in the video or whatever. And so you can just go direct to them. I don't really like gatekeeping the information, because I do think if you want to go do it on your own, you can. Some of the developers are telling me they'll give me credit for it if they reference the video and they don't have an agent. I think that's fine. But I don't know. I was just wondering what everybody thinks about that, because it's become a thing, you know? And I actually have like a full calendar for next week, and it's all based around content. And it's like, for who, for what? You know, because I could just go look at it myself. Because when you do content, it's distracting, you know? So and yeah, it's cool to get some views and stuff, but they're using your name to make sales, so I think yes, you should get some money. However, given the challenging building climate, you may want to start with yeah, I don't do any developers that are bad. I've been to other projects, I just don't talk about them, because that's the other conflict, right? Kenya's video policy, and I don't know all the laws and rules exactly, but like I can't just go and put a video that's super critical of the development, because other developers won't want to have you there. Actually, one of them cursed me out, which I never I never did a video, because I wasn't even interested in doing a video with them, because I saw their work. But actually, two different people asked me to go look at their units that were close to completion. And when I went there, my opinion was I would not buy this, and it looks like crap. And I think that they told the developer that, and I think they knew that it was me, because then when I came back, the lady was cursing me out, and I was with somebody, because they asked me to go for my opinion. So I didn't say too much back to the lady, but the way she was talking to me was crazy. I would have never bought from somebody acting like that. But this is the stuff you guys don't know about. Basically, like if I think something's bad, I just don't do it. If it's borderline, I'll do it, and I'll criticize it lightly. But also, like, it's fine to buy like a mid-grade development, as long as you know that's what you're buying. The problem in the Kenyan market sometimes is like there'll be a mid-tier developer, but they're trying to charge full, like, high-end prices. That's the thing that people need to understand. Also, it's not that they're using my name, it's that they're coming specifically to look at a certain development because I gave the opinion that I think it's a good development. So that's kind of where I'm coming from with all of that. We have 30 viewers across all the different platforms. Okay, cool. Maybe you can rank. Yes. Okay. Special discount code with a referral, meaning client will get a lower price with you. That's something that I was going to do. That's funny. That's pretty smart. What was the problem with that? The problem is that they will have most people that come have an agent with them, which I think is good. But the developer isn't going to pay that agent and do a discount and a referral as of right now. So, because if the developer is willing to pay 3% or 4% of the sales price, however that breaks down is how that breaks down. I guess it could be less where they save 1% or something, but is that even worth it? Oh yeah, it kind of is worth it. So that was my initial idea. But see, okay, here's the conflict. If I do that, not every developer is going to agree to that. So now you have agreements with developers where you get paid, and then some of them you don't. So now is that a conflict of interest? Like, I'll tell you, I'm kind of biased against like Haas Consult because they won't even talk to me really. Like as soon as I brought up video, they were like ghost, which is something that they do here. They won't say no, they just ghost you. Even professional companies will just ghost you. But I feel like if you're proud of your product, why wouldn't you want more exposure to it? So in a philosophical way, it's kind of weird to me. But the business culture here is quite more conservative, so there is that as well. But just from my perspective, I think that's kind of, I don't like it. So now I don't rock with them that much. Actually, there's a company called AMG Realtors that sells land. And you guys know I've been saving up and looking to do land. I'm going to go buy some cows and build a ranch. I'm kind of joking, but not really. I want to get acres, but I wanted to see this land seller because sometimes they'll sell land. It might only be 100,000 shillings, $700 for eighth acre. I kind of wanted to do it just to like see what the process was and then see what my options are with the land and all that. But as soon as I talked about, hey, can I like tour some of your properties? They're like, no. Like, what are you hiding? You know what I mean? Like, because there's so many people, a lot of you viewers are interested in land, and they're actually a reputable land selling company. I've seen them do radio interviews in Kenya. I've seen them do plenty of marketing. I want to do like an independent thing, and they're like, nah, marketing says no. Because I was going to buy some. I was going to buy a cheap plot somewhere. I don't know. Like they have stuff all over the place. But now I'm like, F them. Why are they not transparent? And I know this is a cultural, part of it's cultural because there's a different attitude towards content, video, etc., and anonymity and privacy. But how the heck are you trying to be private when you're like advertising, trying to sell land at the same time? It doesn't make sense. To me, that's stupid, honestly. Part of it's I think it's bad business, but part of it is a cultural difference, which you try to respect. But at the same time, in the back of my head, I'm like, why? Also, I've been to a lot of other projects, for example, in Riru, actually. I can't say my Swahili R is very good. I'm sorry, guys. Riru, is that better? And it was like townhomes very similar to the ones that I liked, but they were way worse and double the price at a different place. And I'm like, and we asked the film, and they were like, nah. And I was like, oh, I see why, because it's junky. Like it doesn't compare. Why would anyone? The only reason people probably would buy there is because they don't know about the market. An interesting thing about the Kenyan real estate market that makes it, things are very similar to the US with how real estate works, but the biggest difference with the Kenyan real estate market is the lack of transparency of information. In the US, you could see the price of every property. You could see when it was sold, the price history, similar properties. You have all the information. In Kenya, you don't know everything available in the market. So if you don't know what the market rate is for a certain property, and if you just happen to go to a few of them, the pricing doesn't always make sense. Like in my Karen video, the cheapest property to me was the nicest one, and it was like half the cost. But if you're not aware that property exists, maybe you do buy the one that's double the cost. That's, to me, not as good. And so when they're being secretive about something they're trying to sell, which is crazy, then I feel like something weird's going on here. Is it every time? No, but I lose respect if you don't want to stand on your business. Literally, you don't want to stand on business and have people look at it. I'm nice. I don't go. Do you guys see me like bashing anybody, or I'm very measured when I have things to say about stuff, if you guys notice. Celestine. Hey, what's going on? How are you? What's 7080? I always wonder why people choose numbers in their stuff. What's going on? Actually, I'm a little tired because I partied with some members yesterday, which I'm not into partying. And I'm still trying to get my routine. The guys, apartment gyms just don't do it for me. Like it just, I haven't been overeating since I've been here, but I feel like I'm going to lose muscle because I'm vegetarian. And the type of food I'm eating isn't matching up to, like, I'm not getting the right protein. And then I'm not getting like heavy workouts in because the apartment gym doesn't have a lot of weights. It's small. There's other people in the way. It's funny. Some of the machines here, like in this apartment gym, I have to use like all the weight. I'm not trying to brag, I know, but it's been tough to get a routine. Shout out to the fellow. Yeah. Don't tell anybody though. That's a secret. I only said that because there's not a lot of people on here right now. If there was a lot of people on here, I want to talk about it. What's going on, Eddie? How's it going, man? I haven't heard from you in a while. Being vegetarian's easy here. I do have protein, so I probably just need to take more protein shakes. But I've been ordering a lot of food and then not counting the calories that directly, but figuring out exactly how many calories I'm eating. Am I still in a deficit or not is a little challenging. No worries. It's borderline a crime in Kenya. What, filming or vegetarianism? I feel like they do have a lot of vegetarian options, though, to be honest. People want to invite me to Nima Choma, and I'm like, I'd like to come for the vibes, but I won't be able to eat anything. Diane here from Instagram. Your place looks nice. Thank you. I appreciate that. Be getting my stuff together to move permanently. Still watching your videos, keeping up. Dang, that's what's up. It's hard to get stuff together, man. It's hard. In my mind, I want to be here all the time. Actually, you know what's funny? The honeymoon phase is over. I feel very normal being here. Sometimes guys, I lost 25 pounds in 3 months. Strict diet workout, gain muscle too. Like I look better than I have in a while. I haven't been in better shape, but I'm on the way there. And I feel like that got interrupted here because of the routine situation and the diet and food. It's a little bit harder. So disrupting my routine really sucks. And sometimes I'm here, my energy is weird. I don't know. And it's the diet, the sleep, the routine change. And then you add on top of that, feeling like I got to do all this content. It's like not a vacation anymore, you know? I definitely enjoy it, especially the weather. We have a snowstorm back home, so I'm still glad to be here. But it's definitely gotten more regular. Plus the dating situation. I'm gonna stay by myself. Oh, they're getting way better. Yeah, I feel like they do have a good amount of vegetarian options now. You get outside of Nairobi, you might not. These companies know you. My guess is they're scared you'll be overly critical of their projects. Yeah, I do think I guess it's kind of risky because they do know who I am. It's funny because some of them are asking for me to come out, and then others get weird about it. The weird thing is Consult has some of the biggest amount of trust in the market, and they don't even want me to come look at it. And I'm just me, so like they can do their business however they want. But from what I do, it's kind of hard to navigate. Texas storm was dusting and they're flipping out. Yeah, they trip in the south. In Atlanta, I know they might get some snow. Everything gets shut down for 2 inches. We're supposed to get maybe up to 2 feet. I'm checking my cameras on my house, and it is looking kind of crazy. But yeah, I'm surprised you guys didn't have that many opinions about this commission thing. The business I'm launching is going to kind of solve that, but that also, no, because there'll be a separation and some transparency with that. So it's not as big a deal. I bring that up because somebody got upset that they were buying something, wanted to meet with me. And then I was trying to see with the developer if they had an agent or not so I could get credit. And I guess they asked the person that wanted to meet with me, and they got weird about it, which I guess I get, but shoot, if it's a free 4% sitting there, I would like to get it, you know? Like, if they're willing to pay the percentage and someone's buying and it's not claimed, shoot. Lots of developers in Kenya don't like transparency, hence the not liking you filming. Yeah, for sure. That's why I have a lot of respect for the ones that have been to be honest, Pandora is like super great to deal with. Like if you guys go there, ask for Mary, because like Mary gives me updates. She tells me when the prices are changing. Oh, this is going to be ready then. She answers right away. And a lot of these other places don't do that. Plus, I bump into the developers, like the owners, the higher ranking people. I don't know exactly everyone's position, but they talk to me. They seem positive. They're happy that I'm there. And so that makes me feel confident that they're confident in their product and they want people to see it. Wonder Properties, the place I'm at now, they're like that. right? So they want me to go look at the Diplomat. They want me to look at their other projects. They're like, when are you going to come do this one? When are you going to come do that? Part of that is because they see the sales. Like a lot of people have bought the Diplomat based off of that being my favorite property, right? I've received nothing from any of that, but they're making money, which is fine. Like I'm not bitter about it. This is a strategic business conversation, right? Like all of this for me is extra anyway. I didn't plan on having YouTube. Like none of this was planned, part of the goals. It only became part of the goals when it started working by accident. So getting money that you weren't counting for always feels great. But it's not going to make or break my life or anything. But shoot, if I can get it and I'm getting it from adding value to people, it's a win-win. But again, I would like the transparency and the ethics to stay in place. So that's why we're talking about it. And I know what my intentions are. Like they'd have to pay me like a crazy amount of money for me to say something that I don't believe, right? Like, so I'm not going to say I can't be bought, but the price that they would have to pay to buy me probably doesn't make sense. At this point, Ryan, the only developers that'll allow you to film are the ones who are 100% sure their products fit the bill. And you know what? If those are the only projects that I show you guys, then it will become obvious that those developers that have me do content are the ones that at least believe in what they're doing. I don't want to, if they don't want me there, I don't want to go, right? Like, I think, first of all, I think the Kenyan law gives them their entitlement to their privacy. And if they don't want me there, why the heck would I go there? I'm not like like some kind of quality control inspector for the government. Like I'm just an independent person that can advise or expose people to what's out there and give my real estate opinion about it. And that's kind of what the content is now. Most of the projects that I've covered, they at least allowed me to do it. I don't think at first they didn't know, but now they're very aware. Like if I go to a real estate event, it's really crazy. The people, they know me. And I think it's like, okay, clearly there's opportunity, but I also have a responsibility and my name is on stuff. Like I use my real government name, I'm standing on business, right? Like that's me as a person. And my whole real estate career in the US, I still have a real estate brokerage in the US. Like I can't just be out here wilding and doing crazy stuff. You know what I mean? Like you can look me up. I have a government appointment in my town. If you look me up, you'll see it. So I have no interest in misleading, scamming, doing bad business. Really, it's doing bad business is what is the thing I'm really trying to avoid because the other stuff is easy. See, Jesse Whitehorn, that's what I'm talking about. I was talking about this earlier. I have a couple that I'm looking at this week. So I'm definitely trying to expand outside of just the apartments. I was saying I've been meeting with a lot of people, and many of the people that I've been meeting with are looking at houses. So I will be doing that. That is a bit of a priority. The land is also a thing. But again, like the most progressive stuff, people and attitudes are the Nairobi apartment market. When I start going outside, they get more conservative and don't want you to see nothing. Why do they want to keep what they're selling a secret? I don't know. But I've been seeking out more of these, Jesse. So next week or this week coming up, I have 2 different single family / townhomes, which is funny because townhomes mean something different in the U.S. Townhomes are attached in the U.S. Townhomes are not attached here. Do you have a real estate license there? If you are still traveling back and forth, are you planning on building a team in Kenya? No, I don't have a license, but I have a license in the U.S. So I have a brokerage license. And then am I planning on building a team? Well, yeah. I mean, that's what I'm working on. Basically, is a service that's going to be really good for people because it's a little hit or miss when people come out here looking for real estate and then agents and stuff. Hey, Ryan, did you see Jam Tour's video on 88? No, I didn't, but I'll check it out. Because 88 seems like one of them places that will give you a hard time of looking at it. But I'll check it out. I don't know why 88, like, I know it exists. I just haven't had that much interest in it for some reason. I think because of the location. Dang, I kind of want to look it up right now. 88 Nairobi Jam Tours. I just kind of want to skim what it looks like. Okay. Well, they've done a couple things. All right, I'll check that out after, though. 88 is expensive, and I don't like the location. I'm telling you, it's Pandora or nothing to me right now, or Diplomat. Diplomat's better investment. No, I would live at Diplomat too, actually. Strangely enough, I wish I could either buy a bigger unit at the Diplomat or a 3-bed at Pandora to live, but they're not done till 2028. And I would need some of the funds from this property, unless we get a whole bunch of commissions, to be able to do that. Because I'm saving for the land is my number one priority. So unless I came into some extra money, I'm kind of on a hold on buying any other apartments. Oh, did I spell Nairobi wrong? Thank you. Jeez. How did I spell Nairobi wrong? That's crazy. I don't think I can. Oh, let me see how I change it. Dang. I might have to change it after because there's all these buttons you got to press. Does it let me change it while the stream's going? Oh, yeah, it does. Sorry, guys. Just fixing my spelling. Yeah, another interesting thing is that the internet speed has been a lot better. Because last time I was here, it took me forever to try to upload anything. The stream would be bad. I'm streaming on 4 different platforms and it's working pretty good. I don't know because the building is finally like complete or what's going on, but it is a lot better. Okay, I think I fixed it. Mark West, man, what's going on? How are you? I was going to hit you up, but I didn't want to bother you. Yeah, man, I dodged the snowstorms. You are a nair boy. Yep. Done lost all my hair. The ladies like it. I've met with Franklin and Abdi a couple times since I've been here. Had some nice meetings, some dinners. It's been fun. Abdi asked me, am I more handsome in Kenya or at home? And I said, I'm much more handsome here. Oh, nice. Thank you. Oh, I don't know what that means. Okay. Do I want to talk about this? You know? I give up with the ladies, man. I do. I really do. And when I say give up, I just mean going out of my way. We're trying to keep them. It's tough. You got culture differences. They think you're rich. Everybody wants. I think as a guy, actually, I think as humans, if you wait too long to get to pair up with somebody, as a guy or a girl, it's no good. Because for me, no one. I don't think you can have a genuine. I don't think I can have a genuine relationship anymore. Ain't that crazy? That's like my conclusion. Maybe I need to heal, but so if you see a whole bunch of videos, that's because I'm healing. You know, man. You know what's? I was talking. I've had like a couple comments back and forth with O'Shea Duke Jackson slash Kinganda, because I think that podcast is so the podcast, the Repat podcast, not the clips and stuff all the time. I found that so helpful for me coming to the continent and learning different culture and me trying to do business. I was hoping we would connect, but the stuff going on in Uganda, I think, kind of slowed it down a little bit. The glow is different. I can see it. That's getting in shape, losing weight. I've been stressing out because my routine hasn't been as good, so I got to figure it out. The internet is seemingly better because the dust settled after the fire that BA said, whose name? Oh, BA. Wait, what? I don't know what this means. Am I supposed to know what this means? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I are there any jujitsu places other than Nairobi Jiu-Jitsu, which is in Mathiga slash Gigiri? If you guys didn't know, see, this is why I need to get my blue belt because I can't say I have a blue belt, but my level is like a blue belt. I just have never trained consistently at one gym. What's good? When's the Hefe Palace tour? Are you back to showcasing? Yes, I was at Hefe Palace 3 days ago. No, 4 days ago. I'm working on that. You know, the problem is they're a new developer. Fantastic location. The renderings look cool. Their sales office was pretty professional. I'm going to do a video. I think they'll let us do that. I must say, personally, see, this is the conflict of interest conversation. I'm not buying first-time developers unless I see the show house. Nope. 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 Don't do it. I think you should just make that a rule for yourself. Unless you feel like taking a risk, but know that you're taking a risk and everything that they're doing looks good. As a point of principle, if you haven't seen their past projects, the Ryan rule is don't do it. With that being said, fantastic location. I haven't seen any red flags. I haven't done the full. I did do the video. I wanted to check it out first and get all the information. But yes, I have a whole bunch of tours set up this week. Hey, I'm good. In LA, I'm working with your lawyers on the property contracts, also taking of things in the US for months to move. What? You're moving to Nairobi? When are you coming? I would like to do some light MMA. I really want to learn. I only want to learn how to do a leg kick, to be honest. I don't know how to do any kicks. I got big legs. I feel like it's a very effective technique. So if I could just learn how to do a leg kick and incorporate that into everything else, I'd be happy. But I did want to do some jujitsu once a week at least or something. But it's like a 40-minute drive, depends when their class is, like, and then to go get beat up, oh, it's easy to quit. Even closer to the mall over there than Diplomat, don't have to cross the street. It's a fantastic location, Hefe Palace. I don't know why that's the name. Horrible name. And it's like 30 stories tall. Oh, this comment's crazy. Bro to bro. Looking for a wife in Kenya feels like looking for a documentary on P-Hub. You're clearly in the wrong place. They exist, but dang, it's hard work. Yeah. No, but part of it's me. Because are we getting into this? This is crazy. If they're too attractive, they're probably not wife material. From my opinion. I'm sorry, attractive ladies. High risk, high reward. Yeah, true. I mean, again, I'm not against it, but if, especially on this platform, I'm never going to tell someone to buy something that you haven't seen, at least the show house. What's funny is their pricing is higher than the Diplomat's initial pricing too, which just shows you that the prices are going up because their offering is very similar. I expect delays and everything, but the rest, yeah, I'm not worried about the delays and stuff. I just worry about the final product in its totality. Excited to see what content you got cooking up. Yeah, I feel like it's hard. Like, I also wanted to improve the tour videos. I feel like they're too long. Because actually, I watch other people's stuff and I get bored. Like Jam Tours videos are long, and I'm not criticizing them, but I'm just like, I think I want to make it shorter, but I want to cover all the information. How can I do that in a more concise way? Secondly, Mish doing a video of like the model, like the model is like the thing that they build, the little tiny model. Is that good visuals? I just want the content to be better is what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out how to make it a little bit better. The problem is if you wait for them to have a show house and stuff, it'll all be sold out. So you got to cover it like right away. Taking care of things probably back in around May. Oh, okay. I'm here till at least March. I wanted to try to stay until the summer in the US. So like I'd like to be here till May, but I don't think that's going to happen. They don't have the build out that Diplomat has. You think so? I think they're very comparable. Like just the numbers of units Diplomat has is insane. Their cheapest units are also much cheaper builds. I don't know if I agree with that. I think Cafe Palace has more units. I think. And then you can't really say build quality because they haven't built anything yet. The Diplomat Studio started at 5 million, and Hefe Palace Studio starting at 5.8. Do you have any update on Emerald Springs in Nairobi? It's done. It's done, right? I think they're doing handovers. I could hit them up because I think they've moved over to selling Amethyst. Not a shot, really. I could be wrong. Like I haven't checked back with the Diplomat in a while as far as like if they changed their pricing or anything. And I see, okay, this is the thing. I'm assuming the Diplomat's quality is going to be better than this. That's what they're saying. That's fair though, but even when you look at renders for floor plan, the cheapest studios that flooded Diplomat floor plan had cheaper bills. What do you mean? I don't know what you mean by that. I'd be careful about renders because usually they use all the same materials for everything. So the 3-bedroom has the same materials as the studio. Diplomat quality for one bed is not the same as smaller studios. Really? How do you speak on quality when they haven't built anything? I asked them, I think before I leave, they're supposed to get the materials from Hefe Palace in. So I was going to look at that. Flooring is different. I can't tell from renderings if the floor is good or bad. You know, I think that's tough. Guys, honestly, when I see the rendering, I don't really think that much about it because it doesn't mean much to me. I try to like things that aren't very confirmed, I kind of wait and see. Even Pandora, the ambitiousness of what they were trying to do made me a bit skeptical, especially if you look at Panorama West, which is nothing like Pandora, which is their other development. I'm kind of shocked at how they've executed because it's been quite flawless from everything that I've been looking at. Which goes counter to what I usually say about the past projects and everything else. I feel like it's a special situation. I chatted with the Diplomat developers hoping to purchase the apartment directly, but they kept referring me to agents. Yeah, that is a weird business thing here. Well, what do you mean you talk to the developers? Because developers have their sales office, which they have sales agents. And then you have your own independent agent outside that sort of represents you or helps you. Not technically, they don't technically represent you. So sometimes people think that they're talking to an agent, but that agent actually works for Diplomat versus an independent agent. But regardless, the fact that they have their own agents and they pay commissions to other agents is interesting. Cheval project in Riverside, is that egg-shaped round one? That's on the list to look at as well. Again, I think that's a first-time developer. Looks really cool. I'm very biased against Riverside Drive. I don't know why a bunch of people like it because if you go on that road during traffic, you will be stuck there and there's no alternative ways to go. You're going to be sitting in the car. If you're in an Uber, you know they don't use air conditioning. You're going to be sitting there hot. You're going to have to take a shower when you get home because you're sitting in traffic for an hour because there's only one way to go. You might have to take 2 showers. That's how hot it is sitting in them cars when they don't use the AC. Pandora is higher risk than Hefe. No, not possible because Pandora has a show house. I think the building development right next door, that's Verona, might end up getting the best of both worlds with more privacy, high quality builds, and access. Yeah, they definitely benefit from the mall being there for sure. But I mean, Pandora, you can see what's going on there. Now, you could say it's higher risk just because of the pricing. But I think I got to stand on business that if they don't have a track record, be careful. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm not saying you're wrong. It's a principle that I think we have to carry because, guys, I've spoken to people that have tried to buy things, have bought things, they've asked me to inspect things, and it wasn't working out so good. And I'm like, yeah, but did you guys like look at what else they've done? No. Yikes. Yeah, they're saying, yeah, June's probably, they told me April, but I was like, May or June. I meant with all the things equal, if you got in before showrooms for both. Yeah, I don't, Hefe's quality, like if they actually do what they're supposed to do, might be better than Diplomat. Maybe. I'd say 60% likely that it might be a little bit better because Pandora is absolutely dependent on the mall working out. Oh, I don't think so. Yeah, that's why I do like Diplomat and Hefe Palace because the location is supreme. Oh, they're doing Grosvenor, Cheval. Let me look it up. What's up with these names? Riverside Drive. Oh, yeah, this is the egg-shaped one. That's on the list as well to get to. Looks super cool. The rooftop looks really cool. Let me share my screen. Yeah, this one. This is on Riverside Drive. I didn't know it was called Cheval. I just kept seeing the pictures. I love how they do different types of architecture because, in the US, we just build big boxes. Love this. Then it's still got a couple more levels. Are these common areas or are these penthouses? What's going on? Dang, there's 2 pools. Very nice. Oh, I didn't share it. Sorry. Here's the building. Here's the 2 pools. Are these penthouses, common areas? I don't know anything about this project other than what it looks like. I like that they show in the rendering like actually what's around the place, or at least from that picture. That looks dope. I love the round it. No, there's stuff around here, so take that back. These units probably are pretty cool looking. Yeah, very cool. Like it. Grosvenor looks cool as well. Do you think the rich Somalis in Kenya are developing all the properties in Nairobi? All? No. Some small amount? Sure. Is it enough to make much of an impact on the real estate market? I definitely don't think so. Hey guys, Hope Hefe's pool facing Kingfisher and Bungle. Yeah, so let's see if we can show Kingfisher's a popular building. Yeah, the pool is facing that. That's a good point. Fantastic location, by the way. Also, the building looks cool. Oh, can I share my screen properly or what? Let's see if we get the little man. Can I do a street view right here? I can. This is Kingfisher. And hold on. And Hefe Palace is going, oh my goodness. It's going here. Do you see my mouse? I think you should, this area right here. Okay. It's going to be here. And this is Kingfisher. And let's go to Hefe Palace. Let's find a picture of the building. Because I agree. I also didn't like this very much. Let me find a rendering. I think they have a rooftop pool too, though. So maybe not the end of the world. Okay, here's a picture. Okay. Yeah, so if you look, this is the main building. Kingfisher is where where it shows trees at the bottom of your screen. I don't know if you see my mouse, but that's where that colorful building is. Okay. Aura. Yeah, Aura is another one. Wait, Aura is a house consult, maybe? I don't like the noise of the dual carriageway. Yeah, I mean, you're in a great location, but that is going to come with noise there. What's going on, Martin? How are you? Have you recovered? On the other side, it's a bungalow that will be sold, so the rooftop isn't safe long. Yeah, the lower pole also has a fence up between Kingfisher. The rooftop is opposite. Yeah, so then the other roof is on the other side, the rooftop pool. But Kingfisher is not that tall. So, like, if you have units in these blocks, it's not that terrible. Let's, yeah, so the pool here is right, that colorful building is like right here. So you want to be on the 10th floor or higher, because I think Kingfisher is about 10 stories. So you want to be above that. But yeah, the pool's kind of in a weird spot. Aura's Haas, yes. Yeah, they don't let me. Haas doesn't let you look at their stuff, so I don't even bother. And they're overpriced. Welcome back, Ryan. Great to see you. What's going on, man? How are you? Thank you. Is the sunlight access for the pool? Yo, if the pool don't get a lot of sunlight, it's going to be always cold. Just so you know, because I stay at Alba Garden before I got my place here, which I like that place, and it has a nice pool, but the orientation of the buildings and the sun, the pool is always cold no matter what, and I hate that. I actually have an app on my phone that shows me the sun location in different times of the year, so you can like kind of figure out where the sun will be. Anything above like 15 goes over Fisher. Yeah, I think they told me 10, but you know the levels, the first floor is like the third floor sometimes. I also don't like the fact that Hefe doesn't connect each building, from what I understand. Oh, let's look at that. I don't know if we could tell from this photo. It kind of looks like it connects all the blocks. I'll address that when we do the video. Interesting. You guys are pretty knowledgeable. That's really good. I think, this is why this is where agents and people can really add value, is first being aware of all the projects and then being realistic about the pluses and minuses of each one. Because what do you care about? Do you care about investment return? Do you care about being close and walkable to things? What kind of things do you want to be walkable to? Do you want more privacy? Does noise bother you? Do you want the amenities? What type of amenities are important to you? Because they all have different things about them. And the most important thing is to be aware of your options, right? So if you're aware, Hefe Palace has this, Diplomat has this, Pandora's like this, the Riverside Drive stuff, Kilimani, Amethyst, Emerald Springs. I think my goal, or what I try to do, is make some more transparency so that you can make the best decision. Because again, like I started this thing, my opinion is just my opinion. It just depends what you value. And I don't, if someone values, like, I don't know if you guys watch Travel Check-ins with Jermaine and Sadia, right? Really good channel to watch, just very realistic information. They pay a lot of money to stay at like the GTC or an expensive building, which I think is crazy. But they're adamant about it because they stayed in Kilimani and said it's too noisy. People are having parties. They don't like the roads and stuff like that. That's their opinion. What I want people to, but that's not my opinion, like I don't care as much about that. What I think the best thing is for you to know the different characteristics and for you to be able to make an informed decision is the most important thing. I ask every question. You're like, Kai. Kai's coming in February, I believe. It looks like, but the floor plans have blocks. Hope I'm wrong. I don't know. I'll ask them when I'm there. Gym was like 150 M? Oh, meters. Yeah, I did ask the size of the gym. Then I'm like, are they going to put like good stuff in there? Like, what kind of stuff? Can you tell us about your experiences living in your new apartment? Okay. I should make probably a video about it. Yesterday, there's been a couple things that have happened here. So when I first moved in, again, there was from 3 months ago, it was still like a construction site every day. So lots of noise, people carrying things. I was one of the first people in here. So I find that some people would be annoyed by all that. I'm like, whatever. It is kind of annoying. People should know that you do the handover early, they're not probably actually finished. So that could be annoying. The security wasn't set up, so now the security's set up. It has facial recognition. It's actually really good. You just walk up to the gate and it opens. Your car automatically, the gate opens for you. I did have a controversy about the gym. So when I went to the gym the first time, when I first got here, they were like, oh, you have to pay. The heck you mean I got to pay? I live here. Oh, well, that's what they said. Then I went to the office like, what do y'all mean I got to pay to use the gym? No one literally told me that this whole time. And I didn't see it written nowhere in a contract. they were like, oh, well, you know, we just want to make sure we're maintaining this stuff good, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yo, it's not in any contract, nowhere, anywhere. I'm not paying. So they, at first, it went on for like a week, and they were like, okay, you don't have to pay, but other people have to pay. And I'm like, okay, but if people ask me about it, I'm gonna tell them they shouldn't pay. And I was writing emails back and forth with the lawyer because I'm like, I looked through the purchase contract. There was no, all it says is that the service charge covers the amenities, which specifically included the gym. So there is no valid reason for them to be able to charge for the gym. And then I said, well, what are you guys doing at the Diplomat? Because no one ever told me that. And if that's the case, we're going to have a problem. And they said, oh, no, we're not doing that. But we'll make sure that we upgrade our language to specifically do that. So some of you guys who have bought over there, I've told you about this to update your contracts and make sure that it's in your contract. Now, when I got here, this time, and I was going back and forth having a whole legal argument. I thought their lawyer was very not smart, okay? Because they were not making legal arguments. Because I think, like, I don't know the Kenyan legal system, but I'm pretty sure that they would lose if this escalated, which I plan to do because they said they're going to give me free gym for 6 months. And I was like, sure, but I'm still not paying after 6 months. So now I have returned here, and I go to the gym, and there's no one. There's still the thing that says for a trainer and stuff to pay, but there was no one there checking people in. And I was like, that's weird, because I was expecting a conflict. Then a couple days, and so I had been going to the gym. A couple days later, I bump into a very high-ranking person. He's like the head developer. And he's like, oh, welcome back. He recognized me and was like, how is everything? How are you finding it? All that stuff. He's like, you know, you were right about the gym, so we got rid of the fee for everybody. Because I was going to come on here and blast them, but I had patience. I don't like doing negative things online. I don't want to attract that energy. I don't want to put that energy out here. I gave them time to do the right thing, and they actually did. So that's something that happened. And I do kind of have leverage in the market, so I don't know if that was what the exact factor is with that, but that happened. Okay, water pressure. If I turn my water on, it's like it'll spill. It's crazy. Like my one shower head in the one bathroom, it'll hurt. It hurts. It's so strong. It takes a while to get hot. There's solar water here, so it takes a little bit because the pipes have to clear all the water. Speaking of the solar water, apparently they're adding more solar panels to the roof, and I'm on the top floor, so whatever the heck they were building sounded like they were building next to my head the whole time. I have a video of them banging, so it's been very loud the last couple of days while they're doing that. Do I get upset? It doesn't really bother me that much. I think it'll bother many other people, but I look at it like, oh, look, they're adding more things. I'm not going to be mad about that. The other thing is they took forever to fill the pool. So the whole time I was here the last 3 months, the pool wasn't ready. That could be a small thing. The garden still looks good. I haven't been to the restaurant or the coffee shop since I've been back. The gym's still in good shape. It still has everything in it. I really like what they did with the security. The facial recognition is way better than everybody else's thing. And I drove in and it just opens and you go. You don't have to wait for the gate guy. that actually is really annoying to wait for them to open the gate and all that kind of stuff. I really like that. The lighting when you come to the building is so nice and welcoming and safe at nighttime. There's so much lighting in like in front of the gate, and they're building a fountain there. It's really nice. I've had so I had a leak in one of my bathroom vanities when I was here last time. I think it took them about 3 days to do it, so that's a bit of an inconvenience. They had to take the vanity out, couldn't use the bathroom. They had to break all the tiles, fix the thing. I've also been having an issue where I'm getting like some moisture on. It looks like there was a leak, but they're saying that the moist air is making the wall look like it has moisture damage, which if you guys didn't know, they don't do finish paint here, which they would call silk or like a finish, like a sheen that would make it more waterproof. So they were saying you should get it painted to prevent that. I don't know if it's a leak or not. Still, I'm a little skeptical, but that's been going on. There's a school across the street, and they were having some kind of event, and you could definitely hear it pretty loud. Again, I don't care about that kind of stuff, but for other people, you probably would care. I think that's all the problems I've had. I'm pretty understanding about this stuff. And I have patience when things aren't going so well, and I give them time to do the right thing. And so far they've done it. And anytime I've had a problem, they do come and fix the thing that they need to fix. They fix the walls. It is an inconvenience, so it will bother you. And if you have things to do, it's kind of annoying. And if you weren't here, say you're here for 2 weeks, it does suck up your time, which would be very inconvenient. I think this is typical with most developers, though. So I rank it as mid for this developer, if that makes sense, where I don't say it's neither good nor bad. You should ask Abdi to give you a tour of Eastleigh and BBS Mall. 30% of Nairobi County taxes come from there, and haters will say everything. Yeah, I should check it out at some point. How do you get rid of waste? I hate how they do the waste here because it just goes in like a little structure near the gate, and it smells and it's ugly, and then they got to take it out by hand. Then I don't know why they don't use dumpsters, but elevators are fine, no problems. I did realize elevators here are slower than in the US because I was in a building and it was way faster. Security is great. Facial recognition is great. They still let the delivery drivers come in, so that could be a security issue because they still let people in, but they do get their ID first. I talked about the amenities. I hope mom is visiting you, and I should work on that. I haven't even thought about it. I bought a unit there at Hefe, so it turns out to be whack. I should get a subscriber bonus so I can use your unit. I don't think it'll be whack at all. That's funny, though. That was listed under tier 1, I think. Water pressure good. That's what they said they'll do with the Diplomat. Wait, what do you mean? Are you talking about the gym thing? They said everything's free at the Diplomat. I'd be so heated they charge me for amenities. They list, yeah. How much is the service charge? I think it's 6 or 8,000. I've paid it a couple times and I still don't remember. It's terrible. Growing up in Westlands, I wonder what happened to Lloyd Masika. He developed a lot of Kilimani in Westlands. He was the Kenyan real estate kingpin. He probably made a lot of money. Hopefully, he still owns some of that stuff. Have you heard about this project? It's in my opinion, a good location and pretty low cost. Which one? What's up, man? How are you? American Ninja, I'm going to say. What lessons have you learned to avoid from your first unit? A million. Pay attention to where it's incorporated into all the videos. I didn't know what I was doing when I bought that first Lavington one. I just liked that one more than all the other ones, and I wanted to do something. I like that location. I like the private road. I thought that the quality was good, but now I don't think they're as good. That management's horrible. Look at the track record of the developer. I didn't even know I could like pick my floor and stuff. So they kind of just picked it for me, and I really didn't think about it, the orientation and the view and all that stuff. What else? Probably other things that I can't think of, but it's been kind of covered before. A lot. The couple spoke about why they spend the money they spend at their place. They said they could pay less. Yeah. I don't think the difference is that much. Like, I don't think it's worth $2,000 versus $500 a month, you know? That's a lot to pay just for what? Y'all see the Kenyan Shield? Oh, yeah. I could see the Talantia Stadium from my building. It looks amazing. Tommy Hilfiger just opened their first East Africa location in Westgate. Yep. I'd love to see influx of higher-end shops. Yeah, they needed to get some designer in Westgate. Westgate's a nice mall. 6 to 8K should cover everything. Exactly. It's funny. They charge everyone for everything at their other developments, and I don't think they thought anything of it. And then, here comes the American arguing with everybody. But I honestly, I had them dead to rights on that, because when the developer is in charge of the property for 6 months, then they pass it off to the HOA, or like the building organization, which is owned by the members. So we would have to vote as owners to change the bylaws of the management agreement for them to be able to charge a fee for the gym. So like, say 60% of the owners got together and said, hey, we need to charge for the gym so that, I don't know, we're making more money to replace the machines more often because the service charge isn't enough or something. Like, they can change it, but we'd have to vote on it. So them just arbitrarily charging for it wasn't gonna fly. Also, I'm curious to hear if there's any thoughts on the river regeneration project happening. Yeah, the Nairobi River, right? Runners look so stunning. I was considering new developments near river. No idea. They're supposed to be doing the airport. They're doing an SGR to Kisumu. There's a lot going on. Lavington is rented and making money, though. Yep, Lavington, now that I'm managing it myself instead of that bum that didn't do nothing, $65,000 a month, no problems, making money. And the funny thing is, all the money I make from there, I just pay the diplomat. So it makes it cheaper to buy. So if you guys think about it, if you buy enough units, your units that you are generating income from can pay for new purchases, and now you have an infinite money glitch. Abdi, what's going on? Someone said you have to take me to Eastleigh. My audio's low? I'm sorry, I don't know. I wish they bring back saunas to new builds. They do. A lot of them are having that. Y'all keep the golf courses, Mediterranean rooms, and movie rooms. Yeah, I agree. The movie rooms and all that kind of stuff, whatever. I don't like saunas personally, but they won't age like a movie theater room. Oh, another observation. I was going to make a video about this. Well, two things. First of all, it's pretty noisy here. There's definitely some folks that were having a party on the balcony, and it was quite loud. Again, I don't care that much, but others will care. There's a lot of people that live here or are staying here. So people saying that these things are vacant, there's a lot of people here. Interestingly, like today, there was like 6 kids at the pool. And I see a wide range of types of people staying here. So I see some people that look like foreign visitors, but I see a lot of kids get off like from school coming here. I see them, young kids again at the pool. I see a good amount of older. I would think they're local Kenyans living here. I see a really good mix. It's a pretty robust group of people that are living here. So for the people that think the buildings are empty, this particular building is definitely not empty. Yeah, I rent the Lavington unit. It's a 1-bedroom. I rent it for 65,000. Service charge is 5,000. So basically netting like 60,000. It's unfurnished, no problems. Direct deposit M-Pesa to the bank account every month, no issues. I heard these developers try to charge at Alina Harbor Ridge, the older one. Yeah, I know that they were charging. Did they change it? They probably changed it. Location of 1870 is great. I like how it looks. I've been in 1870. Couldn't do a video because it's House Consult and they hate us. I thought it looked high quality, but for the price, it doesn't make sense. Like I'd buy Diplomat before I buy 1870. What do you think about the location where 1870 West is located? Does it have value? Yeah, it's a great location. Grosvenor, 1870, Diplomat, Hefe Palace. Emerald Springs, a little bit not as good. Marble West, I don't like that location that much. Sorry. I like the developer. I don't like that location very much, even though it's in Westlands. Okay, audio's fine. Taxed on rental earnings directly from your Kenyan bank, then flip it over to Diplomat payments. Well, they don't withhold the tax. The tax thing is something else I got to get into. Pass my regards to the audience, and yes, we can arrange the Eastleigh visit. Okay. I was in the elevator, and a Somali guy said, salam. And I was like, salam. He's like, wait, you're not Arabic? I was like, no, I'm sorry. So people are confused when they see me. Ryan bought that family-oriented condo. He really looking impressed. That's funny. I got to do less to impress them, actually. That's the thing. I was at the polo grounds and ladies literally had a fight over me. I'm not even kidding. Like a fight. Not like a physical fight, but someone had to hold the girl back. Getting them isn't the problem. But yeah, I'm over it. I'm not even interested. I'm healing. I have to heal. I'm just chilling, working, developing the business a little bit, trying to still keep my fitness going on. I still need to lose 25 more pounds. But I want to keep muscle because you can lose weight, but I don't want to lose. I want to keep this muscle mass I have. So that's the hard part. I might have to get a real gym membership so I can really lift because this little apartment gym I think is cool, but I need like a real gym. But I don't feel like going to now you got to travel to the mall. You got to go up the steps and into the thing, and then you got to drive back, take a shower, whatever. Now you done spent 2-3 hours, half the day on your gym trip. Nah. Yeah, I know. I look coastal Arab Swahili. I know. That's how I come across. Sometimes I get called white though. On your way to lunch, like, yes, ham, salami. Oh, yeah, to you as well. Do you have apartments in Kilauea and Westlands? What are the pros, cons to each location? I don't have any apartments over there. I like Kilauea a lot. I feel like it's a little bit more walkable because the sidewalks are in better shape in certain areas. I like it more than Kilimani in general. Where I'm in Kilimani is not as busy though, for now. Westlands for investment is just going to be best. That's what, like, I don't know what it is, but people from foreign people are scared to leave Westlands. They just stay there the whole time. And so it has this like mystique about it that is why you're paying 30-40% more for the same thing. There is more things to do in closer proximity, but to me, I don't value that much. I guess if you're trying to get around during rush hour time, it is better in Westlands. But Kilimani and Lavington have a decent amount of nightlife and restaurants and stuff as well. Westlands is going to be more of an international audience, so if you're trying to be around more foreigners, I guess you would stay there as well. Kilauea is better to live, in my opinion, unless you want to be really metropolitan city boy, then stay in Westlands, you know. Got to get down the Arabic reading. I used to be better because I was in Iraq and we would have to communicate a little bit, but I don't know that much. Yeah, I know. I look like I'm from the coast. I know you already told your girl about how them 6 kids playing the pool. Ah, I definitely didn't say that. Just I don't need a trainer. I'm very well equipped. It's the equipment. I know exactly what I'm doing. My routine has been really good, but now I have like way less machines, way less weights, so it's a little bit more difficult. So some influencer girl with like 100,000 followers was doing like a workout in there while I was there, and some guy was filming her. It was weird. And then I see me in the background when she posted it because somehow it came up. I don't even follow this person. They were on Nairobi Gossip Club. I was like, what? I'm all in the background. I'm like, that's my legs. I don't need to be in nobody's video though. Well, guys, I don't know if you have any more questions. I'm a little tired. It's 10:30. I think we've done good. I probably should write down all those video ideas we just talked about. But that's about all I got. There's this page called Westlands Connect. Yeah, I like them. I follow them. I talk to whoever runs it, I've talked to them. They're cool. They say they like my channel. How's the car buying and driving? And I've only driven a couple times since I've been back because I don't feel like it. I was going to make a video about driving here. It's actually my biggest problem and the thing I'm most critical about. Actually, a Kenyan diasporan with 3 kids, all 3 of her kids got killed on Nairobi Nakuru Highway driving. I looked up the stats. You're twice as likely to die in a vehicle accident in Kenya than you are in the United States. Y'all got to stop driving recklessly. These people need to go to jail. Like, it's not fun. It's not cool trying to get somewhere a little bit faster because what they're on the highways are so dangerous because you have matatus trying to pass people going the wrong way against traffic so that they can pass somebody that they can't even pass because their car is slow. And then they're running each other off the roads. Tractor trailers are doing it. And obviously a tractor trailer can't stop. Then people are avoiding them, crashing. It's so irresponsible. They need to put cameras up And I'm telling you, not even fine people, throw them people in jail for driving like that, because you are putting people at risk, their lives at risk, to go a little bit faster. It's literally idiotic. I hate it. I hate it's the most ignorant, stupid thing ever. I hate it so much. Hence why I like to drive myself, because I at least I can protect myself a little bit. The car buying experience, I feel like I always get lucky when I do things with dealing with the right people. One weird thing about the car market here is that like cars that haven't been driven locally are kind of considered like new, and their price is much more than a locally driven car, even if it has more miles slash kilometers on it. So my recommendation is buy a locally used car. Now, finding reputable people, I can tell you who I bought mine from and that it worked out. But other than that, I don't know. My car does have an AC leak, though, actually. I got the AC boosted, and then that John stopped working in like 4 days. And then the mechanic said that the AC condenser is leaking. I'm working on getting that done. I got an oil change, the brakes done. I pretty much did everything, new air filters. It was very affordable because labor is cheap. So getting your car fixed is cheaper. The only problem is I don't know how good of a job, because you got to keep getting stuff fixed. Like my brakes are still screeching. So I'm not an expert, so there's not much. I don't want to give advice about it. You getting a chef housekeeper out there? Yeah, I have a house person. I don't have a chef. Ask her for your 5% cut. We can all comment. We watch legs. We need to see you on the roads. Yeah, I am. I have another camera that I'm going to use with a video about it. Caught in the crossfire. Could you register as a realtor in Kenya? No, you need a lot of, you need like 2 years education. Maybe there's a way to do it. I'm sure there's probably a way to do it. I don't think most real estate agents here have licenses either, so I don't. It's not the biggest deal to me. Asante Sana. Yeah, them people need to stop driving crazy, man. I went to Lake Nakuru, like I was stressed out. Going to Nakuru is going uphill, so dangerous. And you know what I don't like about the driving? Because I see the comments when people are dying and they're like, we need dual carriage roads. And I'm like, no, y'all need to stop driving crazy. Don't blame the government. Don't blame the roads. Y'all are driving crazy. And you're putting people's lives at risk. It's not a game. People are dying for no reason. How did you get a tenant for the Lavington apartment? Did you use an agent? What you need to do is contact every agent possible and do an open mandate with them. And whoever gets the tenant gets the first month's rent as a commission, which is the same amount that we pay in New Jersey, in my state, interestingly enough. Don't work with just one agent for a rental. That's why you do an open mandate instead of an exclusive mandate. This way, whoever brings the tenant is incentivized to bring the tenant so they can get paid. If you do exclusive, they're less motivated. Roads are rougher in Nairobi, Africa. Yeah, but it's not the road content that's causing these accidents. It's the driving. I like those sit-down sessions you do. Oh, yeah, we're going to do a lot more stuff. But see, they don't get a lot of views. See, that's the funny thing with YouTube. The good content that's really helpful for people doesn't get that many views, but I know that people get a lot of value, which full circle goes back to my thing about the compensation and the conflict of interest situation. Because if I could make a whole bunch of money just doing the YouTube videos, then that would be good. But when you're providing all this value and then people are making all this money and then you don't make any, it kind of sucks. So when you get 2,000 views on a 2-hour video with really, really good information, it kind of, makes you not want to do it. How's the car insurance working? So you have to pay for the whole thing up front. And I didn't use it. So it's supposed to work just like kind of like the US, and they'll fix your stuff. But hasn't happened. I forget how much I paid. I really should write this stuff down for content. See, this is my dilemma, guys. Content is like a full-time job. And I'm cool. Like, I don't mind doing small stuff or like things that I think of. But if I'm going to take a lot of time out to do stuff, we're going to have to make some money. Otherwise, I'm just going to, when I feel like sharing something, I'll share it. Like the home tours are cool because I like to do that. But, now I'm in beautiful weather. I'm thinking about content. I just want to sit on the balcony. Maybe I'll just go get a nice lunch. Now I got to think about, should I make a video about how much lunch costs and how much I spent per day and show some B-roll of the thing? Like, okay, the coast tour, for example. I don't feel like traveling to the coast, to be honest. And if I do travel there, I just want to sit in the pool. But I think it'll be cool to show what the real estate looks like out there. But a little bit more incentive would make it feel better. How much was the car, year, and mileage? There's a video about this. You got to watch the video. Preach. And no proper emergency services. Yeah. You better know how to change your tire. You seem like the most honest person, or at least more credible returnee. You are buying and putting your money on the line, and you are transparent. I really respect that. And yes, you should be. Thank you. I appreciate it. I've been trying to navigate the integrity of that, so, and I'm not here to complain about it. I'm really just sharing it so you guys can see like my perspective. And I really am curious, like, how can you make money with integrity and still do what I'm doing? Because there's, what it is. Sometimes I don't feel like doing nothing. And then I feel guilty that I'm not doing, like, dang, I should go see some single family homes out, in Freeroo. But I got to drive out. I got to find you can't just like find property. You got to talk to the person. Hey, can we do video? Okay, now I got to drive out there, gas, traffic, car accident. So am I doing it for me or am I doing it for content? And if it's half and half, it's kind of cool, but shoot, sometimes I don't even feel like it. I might about buying secondhand cars. They think Kenyan-driven cars are less valuable because of the wear and tear and the maintenance. Yeah. I understand why. I just think you could find a well-maintained one and save a lot of money. Because it's a stereotype. I'm sure that's true, right? Like people don't maintain, and then the roads are rough on the car. So a kilometer in Kenya versus a kilometer in Germany is way different on the wear and tear. But I still think you could get a better deal buying a locally used car. But that's just me. The 2 or 3 hour videos are nice, but for many people they are too long. Can you divide them into 30 minutes? Yeah, but see, okay. I do them very organically where we kind of jump around. And so it's hard to segment everything. And now I got to prepare. I got to come up with I got to come up with like the structure of the interview. And when you get structured, people will get less authentic. So I try to do it off the cuff so that you can see that like people are thinking. I don't give people the answers. I don't give people the questions right up front. I want to catch people, like, not catch them, but their authentic opinion about something. So I don't like to prepare it too much. And then it takes more time to do so. I miss Kenyan eating, delicious fluffy chapati and the Somali tea, chain clove, cinnamon. Yeah, it's good food. If you do go to the coast and work, I would love to see you speak with John with Diaspora Freedom Initiative. They are Niskia's coastal counterpart in building homes. Oh, interesting. Very cool. Yeah, I'd have to check it out. And then I always feel awkward hitting these people up, like, would you ever build your own house in Nairobi? If so, what area would you choose? And yeah, so I mean, part of me being here is scouting out land. I want to get like 10 or 20 acres. I want to have some farm stuff. I want to do either avocado, chicken, cattle, dairy, something like that. Kind of on the side. Um, I don't know all the areas yet. Kiambu County mostly is too expensive, minus like Thika, Riru area. I love Tigoni, Limuru area. Kitasuru is kind of nice, I think. Um, I think I could, but for pricing, I'm trying to mix price with availability, with liking an area and how far it is from the city. So far, like Kasarian, which is in Kajiado County, past Rungai through Gong Hills, I like that area the best. That's been on my radar the most and was in my price range where I want to pay like $1 million per acre, which is pretty low. I mean, I guess I could pay 2 million an acre if I just do 10. I want to pay like 20 million total, right? That's my goal land purchase. So I've been saying within 2 hours, preferably an hour and a half of Nairobi, I would keep an apartment here and then I'd build a ranch estate farm in the country, but like a nice 6 bedroom house or something crazy with a pool and ball out. That's why I'm not buying apartments. Although you buy the apartments, you generate more income. I like that 3D concrete bungalows I heard the Chinese are building in Nairobi. I don't know what you mean. The panels in your apartment looks awesome. How much did you pay? Oh man, I probably should make a video about all the costs. Um, just the panels. I actually have it in my WhatsApp. Sorry guys, I'm trying to go through my messages. Oh wow, I don't think I have it anymore. I don't remember what I paid. Sorry. I'll have to look it up. Oh, wait, here it is. I'll share this with you guys. I'll show you the whole sheet. Yeah, I'll show you what everything costs. Why not? Why not? I hope I don't have any personal info in here. I don't think so. Okay, no, I don't. Let's see if we can see this. Is it small? I'm sorry if it's small. Um, okay, this is the actual cost. Mostly, I don't think everything's exactly accurate. This is the shillings, obviously. Fluted panels, 8 panels, 4,000 a piece, 32,000. So it was like $200, and I have them in here and in the bedroom. Um, I had beef with this person, so I didn't recommend them. The grass, artificial grass for outside, 48,000. There's going to be Kenyans in here that think I'm crazy for the prices that I paid, but that's just what it is. Yeah, I paid 1.56, I think, and then that doesn't include the appliances that I bought on my own. I think that's about right. These numbers changed a little bit, but that's around about what the total was. I was supposed to do a video about that, but I just didn't get around to doing it. John would be good. I don't know him. Send me something. I was thinking about organic farming there. I was thinking about goat farming, Kalahari goats. Yeah, the idea of like if you have dairy cows and then they just make milk every day and you make money, it's pretty cool. You just keep them alive. And it's something about being around the natural world. I think is cool. Maybe I'm being very naive about it. I don't know. And then you have 10 cows. Later on, you're going to have 15 cows because they reproduce, or you can artificially inseminate them or whatever they do. Now you got more cows, and you really didn't have to spend more. Like it just naturally increases. I'm telling you, when I was out in Kajiado County, when I went to Lake Magadi, I see the Maasai with all them cattle. I'm like, yo, they got money, all them cattle. I'm trying to get some cattle. I would love a video about all the costs for the furnishing. I was surprised on how much I spent. Everyone wants to tell you how cheap they could get stuff. It's not true. It is true, but it's not. Like you'd have to hustle so hard to be able to do it. What would you say the construction on a house and villa would be? I can't answer that. We got to talk to more people. Would love a farm in Kenya, but I heard foreigners can't own agricultural land. We've done hours and hours and hours of content about leasehold and freehold land. There's ways that you can. There's ways that you can't. You can definitely do leasehold as a foreigner 99 years, and then you should be able to renew your land lease. But there's also other entities and ways that you can own land freehold. Maybe technically there's problems with it. One has to be crazy for not to negotiate in Kenya. Of course you negotiate. Of course. But this idea that you're going to get like something for $5 all the time is not true. Have you heard about Bill Gates requiring cows to be pumped with hormones? They're doing a lot of weird stuff. They're trying to do stuff with the fertility rates here and all that with the ladies. And I've seen weird headlines. I don't believe everything 100%, but I've seen stuff in this realm. It's funny because the organic farming is an advantage because just as a concept, I don't know how feasible it is, but if you're growing like avocado, which is in a huge demand in China and pretty much the whole world, and Mexico, I know can't keep up all the time. Plus, we're in a different seasonal range. So then you actually have an advantage of being in season when it's off season in other markets. Combined with, you're probably doing organic without trying to be organic. So if you get the organic designation and then you're doing export, you could probably make a whole bunch of money. There's a million details in between that I don't know about. So maybe there's a reason, but it seems like a concept to talk about. There was an avocado farmer that lived in Florida, but he was from Kenya that I was talking to, but then we kind of, I don't know, lost communication. I don't mind these interior guys upcharging, but I'm not paying you a percentage for average quality. You're going to have a headache whatever way you do it. Either you're going to have less of a headache by spending money, or you're going to have a big headache by saving money. Because you can go to all the furniture places and negotiate, and get exactly what you want, and then they tell you they're on their way, and then they don't come that day, then they come the next day. Did you give them a deposit? Are they going to disappear? If you guys remember, I sounded real tired the last time on my lives when I was here just because of dealing with all that. So there's no free lunch. You can save money, but it's going to take your life force away. It's going to take your time. Most people are armchair quarterbacks. Life is short. I think you did well. Thank you. Yeah, most people are like, oh, I would never pay that. And like for one item, like if I was just buying a couch, that's different. But I had to furnish the whole place. I wanted to move in. I'm paying an Airbnb $250 a week. I want to get settled in. I'm tired of dealing with this. So some of the money is for convenience, or because my holding cost of renting is starting to add up. So like I need to get in and moved in as fast as possible. That's what I'm saying, guys. There's no way you come here for 2 weeks and get everything sorted out. I'll put your name in John DeLotier and suggest he maybe reach out to you. Okay, yeah, I appreciate that. The West is hell-bent on bringing down the African population while they have issues repopulating this madness stuff. I don't get it. Why would you want to do this? Okay, I agree with you. The devil's advocate argument. So when I was in Tigoni, I recommend everyone watch that video. Those are my favorite videos. I found them very inspiring. The tea farmers in that area are selling their land because they're not making much money from tea. But that's because they're doing it the old way. So they're not mechanized. So they don't have machines. They have people that come every day and pick the tea by hand, which is amazing and very impressive. They don't have irrigation or boreholes or anything that make them grow faster. And so they're not industrialized with their farming. And Lipton has thousands of acres with machines and stuff that are able to drive the price down. So I think some of those farming practices are what makes the local organic natural farmers get pressured, which is this is something the government probably should look at, right? As far as like, you don't want that, right? So how can you stop that? Austin said on his recent video he would have saved about $5,000 if he met Traverse before furnishing his apartment. Yeah, I've seen him say that, and I saw Kia say that, and they probably could get things cheaper. I didn't go for cheap. Like, my stuff is not, like, if you were just trying to furnish an apartment, you could do it way cheaper. Like, I did a lot of extra stuff. Price wasn't my main concern. You know what I mean? So, like, if you come from a price strategy, of course. Could I've got what I've gotten here the same thing cheaper? Probably, but that much of a difference, I don't know. I like seeing you guys all coming together in hopes to possibly connect. Yeah, I like collaborating and working with people for sure. I mean, I don't mind paying more. I just don't like the low quality and lack of attention to detail. Oh yeah. She burned up a lot of my time. They believe a race war is incoming. What? What are we talking about? Slavery wages, though. Well, this is the thing. They hire a lot of people at very low wages on the regular farm. But if you have one guy in a machine that covers hundreds of acres, you also are not paying a lot of people. It's extremely cold in Tigoni. That's funny. It is cold. I think it's really funny that the weather difference between places that are so close to each other exists. Like you go down to Karen, you start going in the forest area, it's cold. Oh, and yeah, it's cold in Canada for sure. Minus 50 Celsius. Yeah, I'm good on that. I don't want that in my life. I need the sun and warmth. Some vitamin D. Pause. Well, there's like 8,000 video ideas that I didn't do that now I can't even think of them because I'm tired, so I should write them down. And you know what the problem is? Now I'm getting like, I want to make the video good. So then I end up just not doing it because it's not coming out how I want it to come out. I should just chill out. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to do the tours. Some of that other stuff I'm going to chill out and think about because I'm stressing myself out about it. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. I feel like we covered a lot. I was going to get off like an hour earlier. Dang, it's 11 p.m. Yeah, I got to get out of here because I got to get my sleep schedule. I got to go to the gym. I got to get a good, I'm doing a chest workout, I think. I got to do a good one. Oh, I love the balcony. I stopped posting them because that's all I post. But I sit out there, have a coffee, eat breakfast. It's the peace you cannot buy. Oh, also, yo, my Apple Watch said my heart rate's like 9 beats per minute less since I've been here over the last 7 days. Once they establish free trade within Africa without tariffs, the West will lose its mind. I don't think it'll ever happen. Look at what they're saying in Uganda. The EAC don't even work. Thanks, Eddie. I think, yeah, this United Africa thing, I agree with the concept, but man, there's a long way to go. You know, long, long way. All right, guys, it's been fun. I hope you guys have a great rest of your time. I'll have some videos coming out quite soon. I'm recording a lot of stuff, and I have the Pandora one, which will probably be coming out first. So, till next time, see you later.